Let's do these 3 division problems to learn how to divide whole numbers by fractions, beginning with 2 divided by 2/3. Remember, this is division, so we're asking how many times does 2/3 go into 2? To figure that out, there are basically 2 steps. First, we need to know how many thirds are there in 2. To answer that question, we just need to multiply 2 by that denominator of 3. Of course, that's 6, so let's just write 6. There are 6 thirds in 2. So to figure out how many times 2/3 goes into 2, we just need to do 6 divided by 2. Because there are 6 thirds in 2, we want to know how many times 2/3 goes into 2, so we end up doing 6 divided by 2, which turns out to be 3. That's an explanation of how this actually works, but there is a much easier way to do and remember it. It's often described as keep, switch, flip. The idea is that we need to keep the first number, we keep 2, we switch the division to multiplication, and then we flip the fraction that we're dividing by. So instead of 2/3, we flip it to what's called its reciprocal, 3/2. Then multiplying a whole number by a fraction is easy. You just multiply up to the numerator. 2 times 3 over 2 is 2 times 3 over 2, which is just 6 over 2, which is 3. And of course, that matches our original answer. Let's practice with another problem. 6 divided by 3/5. Again, we could think about this conceptually. First, how many fifths are there in 6? The answer is 6 times 5. That's how many fifths there are in 6. But 6 times 5 is just 30. So let's just erase that and write 30. There are 30 fifths in 6. So how many times do 3/5 go into 6? Well, that would be 30 divided by 3, which equals 10. Alternatively, we could use the keep, switch, flip strategy, which is probably what you'll typically use. Keep the 6, switch the division to multiplication, and flip the 3/5 to 5/3. And then 6 times 5 over 3 is just 6 times 5 over 3, which is 30 over 3, which is 10. Again, we're doing the same thing either way. We get the same answer. It's 10. One more problem. This one has a negative in it. Everything works the same way. Keep the 4, switch the division to multiplication, flip the fraction from -6 over 5 to 5 over -6. Then 4 times 5 over -6 is 4 times 5 over -6. And that's equal to 20 divided by -6, and then we just need to reduce this fraction. 20 and -6 are both even, so if we divide the numerator and denominator by 2, we get 10 divided by -3. Now, with a fraction that has a negative, you can put the negative in the denominator, or in the numerator, or in front of the fraction. I'm just going to put the negative in front and write our final answer as -10 over 3. And that's how you divide a whole number by a fraction. Here are 3 more examples for you to try on your own. I'll put the solutions on screen now. And there are the solutions. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and check the description for links to other pre-algebra videos.